Everyone thought Amora had Lagos figured out. But what if the same phone she used to post gratitude was the same phone hiding 3 men who didn't know about each other? In a city where looking successful matters more than being honest, one cracked screen was all it took for everything to fall apart. This is not a love story. This is a Lagos story. Everyone in Lagos thought Amora had life figured out. From the outside, her life looked calm, intentional, and soft. She always had a new iPhone in her hand, nails done neatly every single week, hair laid without effort, and outfits that looked simple but expensive. Every weekend, she tagged a new restaurant or lounge. Her captions were never loud. They were always short, grateful, and confident, like someone who had nothing to worry about. People scrolled through her page and assumed she had money, stability, and peace. What they didn't know was that the same phone Amora used to post about blessings was the same phone she used to carefully manage 3 different men, all of whom believed they mattered to her. And the truth is, Amora didn't wake up one day and decide to live like that. It happened slowly. Amora was 24 years old and lived in Lekki Phase 1 with her friend Simi. They shared a modest 2-bedroom apartment with plain furniture, neutral curtains, and a small balcony that faced another building. It was clean and comfortable, but it wasn't luxury. It was just normal. If you followed Amora online, you would think she lived alone. You would think she woke up every morning to sunlight and silence, brewed coffee in a quiet kitchen, and went about her day without stress. In reality, she shared bills, arguments, and small frustrations like everyone else. Amora worked small gigs. She managed Instagram pages for 2 businesses and sometimes helped a makeup brand reply to messages. The money came, but it wasn't steady. Some months were better than others. Some months were frightening. It was enough to survive, but it wasn't enough to shine. And in Lagos, surviving quietly can feel like failing publicly. Everywhere Amora looked, someone her age seemed to be doing better. Old classmates were buying cars, traveling, getting married, opening businesses, or posting engagement rings. Even people she knew were struggling still looked comfortable online. Slowly, without realizing it, Amora began to compare her real life to other people's highlights. At first, she tried to be disciplined. She budgeted carefully. She stayed home on weekends. She turned down invites when she couldn't afford them. But the silence that followed those choices scared her. The fewer places she went, the fewer people checked on her. The less she posted, the more invisible she felt. Attention started to feel like proof that she mattered. The first time a man sent her money without her asking, she felt embarrassed. She stared at the alert for a long time, wondering if she should return it. She told herself it was just help. She told herself it didn't mean anything. The second time, she felt relieved. By the third time, she began to expect it. Slowly, Amora's life reorganized itself around male attention, even though she didn't like to admit it. She told herself she wasn't hurting anyone. She told herself everyone was doing something to survive. She told herself she was just being smart in a hard city. There were 3 men in her life. The first was curated. Curated was older, calm, and worked in tech. He dressed simply and spoke carefully. He didn't like drama and avoided unnecessary arguments. When Amora complained about stress, curated didn't ask many questions. He offered solutions. If she said her phone was acting up, money arrived. If she said rent was heavy that month, he helped quietly. Curated made Amora feel safe. Not excited. Not dizzy. Just safe. The second was Kingsley. Kingsley lived for vibes. He was always outside. Always moving. Always in the middle of something interesting. He knew promoters, DJs, and lounge owners. With Kingsley, Amora never paid for entry. She never stood in long lines. She never felt small. Kingsley gave her access, and access made her feel important. The third was Theo. Before we continue, let me ask you something. What would you have done if these stories speak to you? Like the video, share your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe for more Lagos folktales. Theo was soft, romantic, and emotionally available. He checked on her mood, remembered details she mentioned casually, and spoke to her gently. Theo paid for her nails, hair, perfumes, and small luxuries. Theo made Amora feel chosen. Amora convinced herself she had everything under control. Each man saw a different version of her. She planned her days carefully. She muted notifications. She deleted messages regularly. She saved contacts under nicknames. She told herself she was organized, not dishonest. Simi didn't believe that. Simi worked a regular job and lived quietly. She wasn't flashy, but she wasn't desperate either. She noticed how Amora slept with her phone under her pillow. She noticed how her mood depended on alerts. She noticed how anxious she became when replies were slow. One evening, Simi watched Amora take pictures in their narrow hallway. Amora adjusted angles carefully, stepping back until the space looked bigger on camera. She changed outfits again and again, checking her phone after every shot. After a long silence, Simi said the lifestyle she was performing wasn't stable. She warned her that using people to maintain appearances always came with consequences. Amora laughed. She said Lagos was hard. She said everybody was doing something. She said nobody wanted to watch struggle content. When Simi asked what would happen if everything collapsed at once, Amora didn't answer. Instead, she posted the pictures and wrote a caption about soft life and stress being optional. The first real crack appeared a few days later. Amora was rushing out of a car when her phone slipped from her hand and hit the ground. The screen shattered badly. She stared at it for a long time. The phone still worked, but the crack bothered her. It felt loud. It felt embarrassing. In her mind, a cracked phone didn't match the image she had built. Fixing the phone felt like admitting weakness. She wanted an upgrade. That night, she sat on her bed and stared at the cracked screen, thinking carefully. She told each man a slightly different version of the same story. To Theo, she said the phone needed repairs for work. To Corid, she said she needed a new phone entirely. To Kingsley, she complained about how unlucky her week had been. The responses came faster than she expected. Theo sent money to fix the phone almost immediately. Corid asked how much a new one would cost. Amora hesitated for only a second before telling him the price of the latest iPhone. Minutes later, the alert came in. Amora sat still on her bed, staring at the screen. She felt something she hadn't felt in a long time. Power. The next day, she bought the phone and posted it with a caption about gratitude and growth. And that was the moment something shifted inside her. Because getting that much money so easily changed how she thought. She stopped questioning herself. She stopped feeling guilty. She started believing she had finally figured out the system. But everything she needed to maintain the lie lived inside that same phone. For a while, everything continued smoothly. Amora enjoyed the new phone more than she admitted to herself. It wasn't just about the camera quality or how fast it was. It was about what the phone represented. To her, it meant she was winning. It meant she had escaped the struggle phase that so many people around her were stuck in. She posted more confidently after that. Her captions became shorter, almost careless. She stopped overthinking what people would say. She felt untouchable. But confidence built on secrets is fragile. Amora became careless in small ways. She replied messages faster than she should have. She stopped double-checking names before responding. She assumed she always had time to clean things up later. She forgot that systems only work when nothing goes wrong. One Saturday morning, Curated decided to visit her unannounced. He was already in the area and thought it would be nice to see her. He didn't suspect anything. He didn't come with questions. He just wanted to spend time with her. Amora was in the bathroom when he arrived, and Simi let him in. Simi greeted him politely and told him Amora would be out soon. Curated sat on the couch, scrolling through his own phone while he waited. Then Amora's phone buzzed. At first, Curated ignored it. Then it buzzed again. The screen lit up on the couch beside him. The notification was impossible to miss. "Baby, I'm outside." The name attached to the message wasn't his. Curated frowned slightly, not angry yet, just confused. Before he could process it, another message came in. This one talked about tables, drinks, and a night out. Curated picked up the phone slowly. He didn't rush. He didn't panic. He just stared at the screen, trying to understand what he was seeing. Simi walked past and noticed his expression. She saw the phone in his hand. She understood immediately. But she said nothing. When Amora came out of the bathroom with a towel wrapped around her head, she was smiling. She was relaxed. She didn't expect anything to be wrong. Then she saw Curated holding her phone. Her heart dropped. She tried to speak, but her mouth felt dry. She asked why he was holding her phone, already knowing the answer. Curated didn't shout. He didn't accuse her immediately. He asked calmly who the person messaging her was. Amora lied quickly. She said it was a colleague. The lie sounded weak even to her ears. Curated tilted the phone so she could see the screen. He asked if colleagues usually called her baby and waited outside her house. Amora froze. Curated then asked her to call the person on speaker. Amora's hands were shaking as she dialed the number. She hoped for voicemail. She hoped for silence. Instead, the call connected. The voice on the other end sounded familiar and warm. Too warm. He asked where she was and said he was waiting. Curated spoke into the phone and introduced himself. The silence that followed was heavy. Then the voice asked who Curated was. Curated answered honestly. The truth unraveled quickly after that. The man on the phone admitted he thought Amora was single. He sounded confused, even embarrassed. Curated ended the call without another word. He looked at Amora for a long time, like he was seeing her clearly for the first time. He told her she was reckless. Not evil. Not stupid. Just reckless. He told her she should return his money someday, not immediately, but eventually. Then he walked out. The door closed quietly behind him. Amora stood in the living room shaking. She felt exposed. She felt small. Minutes later, her phone rang again. It was Teo. This time, his voice was different. Cold. Controlled. He asked her directly if she had another man. Amora tried to explain. She tried to cry. She tried to soften the situation. Teo stopped her. He told her not to manipulate him with tears. He told her he felt used. He told her he had been planning to introduce her to his family soon. That sentence hit her harder than anything else. Then he told her he was blocking her. And he did. Just like that, one pillar disappeared. Simi sat beside Amora and said nothing. There was nothing left to say. Kingsley found out later that day. Someone had told him. Lagos was small like that. Kingsley didn't call. He didn't argue. He didn't ask for explanations. Instead, he tweeted. It was vague. No names. Just a statement about Lagos girls, soft life, and lies. People laughed. People retweeted. People started guessing. Amora saw the tweet and felt sick. Her name wasn't there, but she knew. And the people close to her knew too. Her phone started buzzing with messages. Some were curious. Some were mocking. Some were quiet questions pretending to be jokes. Amora stopped replying. Within days, the invitation stopped. The calls stopped. The help stopped. The attention that once felt endless disappeared completely. Amora tried to maintain appearances, but it was hard without resources. The lifestyle she had built depended on people who were no longer there. Eventually, she sold the phone. Handing it over felt heavier than she expected. It wasn't just a phone. It was proof of how far she had gone and how fast it had all ended. She used the money to pay rent and survive. Life became quiet after that. No brunch. No club nights. No captions. Just work applications, small jobs, and long silent evenings. Amora started living the life she could afford. Slowly, she felt lighter. Not happier immediately, but calmer. She slept better. She stopped checking her phone every minute. One evening, she sat alone in the apartment while Simi cooked dinner. The silence felt different now. It wasn't scary anymore. Amora realized something she hadn't understood before. Soft life is sweet. But peace is sweeter. And peace costs honesty.